how this $29 camera can make you an exponentially better photographer. Well, hello there. I know this is strange. I'm not inside my apartment right now. It's a beautiful spring/summer day here in Raleigh. It is 82 degrees. It's very warm. I rode a bike out to this setting and I am sweaty. Today I'm going to be talking again about the Harman reusable camera. And you may know that earlier this week I already did a video on the Harman reusable camera, but this one's going to be different. So in the last video, I only discussed using color film and I kind of talked about the value of this camera. But today I'm going to dive in deeper on why I love this camera so much. And I'm also going to be able to use the black and white film that came with the camera. This thing is a blast. Okay, it's so easy. I don't have to think about anything. It's literally just wind and shoot. It's kind of amazing. The reason I wasn't able to use the black and white film that came with the camera originally was because the lab I used to use was very slow, and I've since changed camera labs because they were so slow. So the black and white film was delayed, and I just had to put the color film video out first because I wanted to get the video out. And while that POV footage is going on, I'm going to be talking about how this $29 camera can make you an exponentially better photographer. I picked up this camera because I was actually going to look for some color film, and I was suggested to buy this camera instead because the value is essentially the same. I'm looking at you, Kodak Gold. That's ridiculous. I'm going to start with something that has always frustrated me about the photography community on YouTube. It seems like every single day, some photographer is spending thousands of dollars on a new camera body, new lenses, new gear, or just some new equipment in general. Yet they still are always the same crappy photographer that they were before they spent the $3,000 on a new camera body. Now the reason that bothers me is because people would rather buy new equipment and start over from scratch with their experience on that equipment than keep the equipment that they already have and practice. Practicing isn't fun. Practicing isn't sexy. You just have to do it. But unfortunately, people would rather just buy new equipment and start over. Now you still may know all the photography basics, but the new equipment is completely brand new to you, and you have to relearn all the button placement, the menus, how to take pictures, how to change settings, all of that type of stuff, instead of actually going out and taking pictures. Constant gear buying on YouTube is a little ridiculous, but understandably, it is the type of video that gets clicks. People want to see other people buying new gear so they can vicariously live through those people buying new gear. Now I understand I've done the exact same thing. If you can't afford a piece of gear and you want to see what it's like to own it or to unbox it, I get it. Now the biggest thing I want to preach, not only in this video, but in all of my videos on my channel, is that it's not about the camera, it's about the photographer. And I think that this $29 point and shoot camera really illustrates that. Now you can watch as many YouTube videos as you want, you can read as many photography books as you want on the theory of photography, but once you know the basics, there's only so much you can do to improve without actually going out and taking pictures. Because it is so relatively cheap and easily attainable, almost anybody can buy this kit and be out taking pictures in no time. Build quality is completely plastic, there's horrendous warping around the entire image almost, and there's a really great muddiness in every single corner of each image. But that's the thing, the look is just incredible. This look in film cameras is something that I really love, and what makes this camera kind of bad is also what makes it really, really good. And almost every day I pick up this camera instead of my much more expensive interchangeable lens cameras or cameras that have full manual control. Like I said, this camera has fixed settings, and the only thing you can change is the ISO speed of your film. There's no technology, there's no settings you can hide behind. It only comes down to composition, technique, and your images. Now, if you look back at the masters of photography, these people were not taking pictures once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once every few months. They were taking pictures every day, many times a week, and that's how they became masters. No, I'm not a master in photography, nor do I think I'm close to being a master in photography, but the best way to become a master in photography is to emulate the masters in photography. Back in the day, before YouTube and before the internet, the only thing that they could do to improve their skill was to practice. They did that by repeated practice day in and day out, and over time they became much better photographers. You'd be amazed how much you can improve your photography by just having a camera with you at all times. I even take this camera on runs with me. I throw it in my running backpack, and that's where the biggest feature of this $29 comes into play, and it's the price, the $29. It's cheap. If you drop it, if you lose it, if you scratch it, it's not a big deal. You can just replace it. I've been able to capture so many great images with this cheap, crappy camera because I just had it with me instead of not taking any camera with me and then seeing a great image opportunity and thinking, wow, that would have been nice if I had a camera with me. This $29 camera is great to have because you can always have it with you. And over time, you're taking pictures constantly, day in and day out. You'll improve exponentially. I've already seen tremendous growth in my own photography in just owning it in a short time. It's not the best camera in the world, it's not the prettiest camera in the world, but it does take pictures, and that's all you need to do to get better. Take more pictures. I hope you like this video. I appreciate you stopping by. Let me know if you made it all the way through. I'll catch you guys in the next one.